coming in from the waiting room. All right, thank you, Deidre. The recording has now begun. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Deidre so she can introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. William Lee.
Thanks so much, Johnny. Great to be here with you all today. I'm really excited. This is our first Senior Planet sponsored athlete presentation for the year. So if you're unfamiliar with the sponsored athlete program, these are individuals who are 60 and older, who are excited about fitness and were chosen by Senior Planet to share their experiences accomplishing their wellness goals. So today's guest presenter is Senior Planet sponsored athlete William Lee. William is 66 years old and has been connected to physical fitness since his military days, but a major health scare during his second career served as a serious wake-up call. So today, William's rededicating himself to exercise and redefining the narratives surrounding older adults and strength. So in today's session, William will share his fitness story and demonstrate a series of stretches and exercise that can help increase flexibility and promote muscle growth as we age. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce you all to William. William, take it away.
All right. Hello, out there, Senior Planet community. This is William Lee, Master Fitness. My Master Fitness started when I was in the United States Army. Back in the day, they sent me to Fort Harris, Indiana, to become a Master Fitness trainer at the Master Fitness Trainer course. And excellent course. I mean, it was everything about fitness on how to build muscles with weights, without weights, nutrition, flexibility. It was a wonderful course. Once I graduated the course, I went back to my unit and I was tasked with implementing those things within our daily physical activity. At the time, I was in real good shape, worked out every day, had a couple of chronic conditions going on, like high blood pressure. I got really sick once my military career was over, and I went to work for the U.S. Postal Service, a city mail carrier here in the Atlanta area. My blood pressure was off the chain high, extremely high. And part of that was when I left the military, all those years in between, I was not working out. We're talking about a person who worked out every day in the military in top shape. Then all of a sudden, my military career is over. Now I'm back in the civilian world and I'm not doing any working out. I was looking like 189. I was about 189, 190, but everything looked good. I looked the part. I mean, all my weight was in my legs and everything is in my glutes. So I looked like I was in great shape. However, I was not, because my blood pressure was uncontrollable. My blood pressure was off the charts high all the time. And it went on like that for several years. Crazy numbers, 180 over 100, 160 over 96. Then finally, one day I went in on my route. I felt real lightheaded. I went and stopped in the doctor's office. My blood pressure was 212 over 103. The doctor said, "Who brought you in here?" I said, "Nobody. I walked in on my own." he thought maybe, it was an emergency and somebody brought me in because he said, "You're in stroke territory right about now." He said, "This is not good." He said, "Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and type this up right now. We're going to get you off work for several days and we're going to work on your high blood pressure." He was familiar with me. I went to him before, this doctor before. So he knew my situation. So he said, "Also, in the meantime, I want you to go back over to VA and I want you to give labs over there so we can see what's going on there as well." So I went over to VA and I gave labs. An hour or two later, they told me they wanted me to go up and see the kidney doctor. So I went up there to see the kidney doctor and he had everything laid out. He just started telling me all of the things that was wrong with me. Some I knew about, some I did not. He had my lab results right there. He told me how my blood pressure was. I was already aware of how bad that was. He told me I was anemic. I was not aware of that. He told me I was pre-diabetic. I wasn't aware of that. And then he hit me with the big one. "You got stage 4 kidney disease, and it looks like we gotta put you on dialysis." I mean, that blew me away right there. I didn't even see that coming. Dialysis. I think at the time I was 46 years old, and we talking about dialysis. And me in my head, a person like me, I'm thinking I'm in great shape, and you're gonna put me on dialysis. Understand that I ain't worked out in years. I should have known this could have happened. Okay, so he told me to go home and come back in about 3.5 weeks, and we're gonna have to start this process of dialysis process if those numbers do not come down. So at the time, my late wife, we went home, we driving, I'm sitting over in the passenger seat, and we going home, we very quiet, and I got tears dropping down my eyes, on the side of my eyes, literally just rolling down. And I had seen this picture before because diabetes and high blood pressure has went through my family like a hot butter knife. I mean, it has done so much damage. My extended family, oh my God, it just went through my family. And the thing I guess I was thinking about, the reason those tears was falling, was that, okay, it must be my turn. Because I've seen this picture before. It started out just like this: high blood pressure, pre-diabetic, type 2, and then it was over. So those things were certainly on my mind. So I got home about 4 o'clock. So I was sitting there on the sofa and I was saying, I don't know, because I was thinking of what can I do? Because I asked the kidney doctors questions when I was out there about, is there anything I can do to turn this around? And the way I understood it, like, there's not a whole lot you can do with kidneys, as an individual. Once you damage your kidneys, and I was like, wow, ain't nothing you can do. So again, I'm sitting on the sofa at home. At the time, I lived 5 minutes from the back gate of Stone Mountain Park, the huge park out there where people go work out at it, walk and whatnot. So I jumped in my truck and went over there, just got out and started walking that 5-mile loop around Stone Mountain Park. So I'm walking and thinking, I understand what he said. You ain't too much you can do about it. You got it, most likely you have to go on Dallas. I get that. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I got to do something. I am not just going to sit here on this sofa for 3.5 weeks and go back and you plug me up. And, if it came down to that, fine. But I wanted to make sure that I got up off my butt and I did something too. Yeah, I had slipped from the time I left the military. I should have been working out. I had high blood pressure. I knew it. The things I should have been doing, but I didn't. So I just started walking, and I said I'll do 5 miles. I'll do 5 miles every day, Monday through Friday. Each day, 5 miles. Okay, that's about 10,000 steps walk right there. 5 miles is close to 10,000 steps. And then I said I'll do additional 10,000 steps around the house. So my goal would be, and I'm walking, all the stuff I'm doing in my mind. I got to do something. So I say I'll do 20,000 steps each day, Monday through Friday. Then I said on Saturday and Sunday, I'll do between 12 and 14,000 steps and do push-ups and sit-ups. So I went hard at it. I went hard. Every single day I was working out. Every single day I was working. So I went back, in about those 3.5 weeks, I went back. So the doctor came out, and he said, what have you been doing the last several weeks? I said, well, I've been out at Stone Mountain Park walking almost every day. He said, I don't know whether that did it or not, He said, but your kidney numbers have come down. He said, because I was at 4.6 and said, you have come down to 1.8, 1.9. And I was just like relieved. I was relieved. It could have been 2.9. I would have been relieved because I was not prepared to go on dialysis. I mean, I was in fear and shock about I was going to go on dialysis at 46 years old. I had let myself go. I had slipped. And when he told me that, but at the same time, I also knew I wasn't out of the woods because I understood once you damage your kidneys, you're not coming back to normal because my norm kidney level is 1.2 and I was at 1.8, 1.9. But that's a long way from 4.5, 4.6 though. I have to say that much. So my kidney level at that time, from that day on, of course, I've been working out ever since, has always, I'm talking about 20 years later, that was in 2003, going to 2004, and here it is, 2024. My kidney level has, from that day on, has not went outside of 1.8. It has been 1.5 to 1.8. My norm is 1.2, but it has not. And the way I understand it, the way they were telling me about kidneys, as you get older, and when you have chronic kidney disease like I do, that it's supposed to get worse and you're supposed to start declining. So every time I go out there, they trying to figure out why my kidneys is still stuck between 1.5 and 1.8, and I'm not, getting worse and worse and going back up again. My point I'm simply trying to make here, the moral of my story is fitness and nutrition saved my life. I would not be here if I didn't get off my butt and did something about it. Sure, I could have went home and sat down. I think a lot of people would have done that. If the doctor would have told them to go home and just sit down and relax and come back in 3 or 4 weeks and we'll start whatever. I think a lot of people would have done that. And I could have did it too. But I refused. I made up my mind, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do something about it. And I did. And once again, it saved my life. No doubt in my mind. So when I retired in 2014 from the U.S. Postal Service, I started a Facebook fitness page. Okay. And then I turned around and started a Facebook fitness group. And then just in fitness. And then just recently in 2022, over on YouTube, I started a YouTube fitness channel. I am all the way in on fitness. I don't plan on stopping with fitness no time soon. Fitness and nutrition is the miracle medicine we have been looking for. It is a game changer. Now, what I want to talk about here today, this is going to lead me right into us seniors. Because I'm very passionate about seniors. I'm very passionate about working out. Obviously, I'm very passionate about it because I think it saved my life. And it can save your life as well if we're willing to put the work in, because it's all about the work we put in. It's not always about I'm 65, 75, 85. It's about the work you put in. It's about flexibility. It's about building muscles. And those two things are the things I'm going to be talking about. Flexibility, I'm talking about total full body flexibility stretch, something we should do every week, because we don't have no flexibility and muscle growth as seniors, we're in trouble. Certainly can't independently live as you continue to go up in age if you can't pick up nothing off the floor because you don't have the muscles to do it, or you don't have the flexibility to bend down to do it. You certainly can't do it. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. I'm going to go through a lot of stretches. And I'm going to hit every muscle group. I may hit it twice, but that's okay. That's a good thing, because we got to become more flexible and increase our range of motion. That is important to us seniors. So I'm going to go through that. Then also are going to go through some exercises that can be done right at home in your chair. So if you don't want to get up out your chair, this is an exercise you can do right there in your chair. It helps improve your strength and your health and wellness. Okay? So let's go right to it. Flexibility training. We got to increase our range of motion. We got to. So the first thing I'm going to do, all right, we're going to interlock our hands. Okay? Put them hands out there. You can stretch if you want to. We're going to go right through this thing. We're going to go right through it. Hit every muscle group. All right? Palm facing outward. Bend those knees and squat down and push out there. You should feel the stretch in your delts. You can feel it in your upper back. Okay? And you can also feel it in your traps as well. All right? Put it out there. And I usually hold my stretches for about 15 seconds. And again, every Friday, I do a complete 35-minute complete body stretch, because I want to maintain my flexibility and I want to increase it as well. You cannot take off weeks, stretch one week, then stretch the other week. You have got to stick with it in order for it to work for you. Okay, shake it out. All right. Next thing you want to do is interlock your hands, right? And you want to stretch out, okay? Okay, push up toward the sky, palm facing up, push up, push up, push up. Again, you can feel the stretch in your triceps. You can feel this in your lats, upper back. Okay, you can feel it throughout your arms as well. Want to stretch the muscles completely out. We want to improve our range of motion. Okay, and that's what you have to do in order to improve your range of motion. Is about going a little bit past your range of motion. What I mean by that is, for example, it's like the stretching exercise right here. We'll bend over our hamstrings. Okay, okay, we bend over right here. Your range of motion may take you to right here. Somebody else's range of motion, they may go over down and touch the floor. If your range of motion is right here, where you say, "Oh, that hurt. I can't go no further than that." Well, that is your range of motion. But you want to go a little bit past that, and you want to continue to go a little bit past that every week, so you will eventually make it down to the floor in about a week or 2 or 3. Okay? All right? And that's what I mean by improving your range of motion. We have to keep getting better and better and better. The older we get, the better we should get. But you got to put the work in, though. Okay? Matter of fact, let's do this stretch one more time. Then over at the waist. Okay? Then over at the waist, and let your body weight take it down. If you can touch the floor, wonderful. If you can't, don't force yourself down before you start feeling pain. Matter of fact, if you feel any pain, when you stop and hold it right there. Okay? And when you do this right here, that the body weight take you down, you can feel this in your hamstrings and your glutes. Okay? 15-second stretch. All right? Next thing you want to do, you want to stretch your calf and your Achilles. Y'all will hear about somebody tearing their Achilles. If you don't stretch and keep those things flexible, you will tear them. They tear pretty easy, especially if they're not warmed up. You find you something to lean up, put your hand up against. Okay, we'll do the right leg, let's stretch the right leg first. Step that left leg out here. Keep both feet planted on the floor. Okay, and then we'll just lean forward with that left leg. Lean forward. Keep your feet planted on the floor. You should feel the stretch in your calf and in your Achilles. Matter of fact, I can feel it real good right now. And you want to get them things stretched out real good. Because if you tear that Achilles, what's that, like about a year? About a year recovery. Okay, 15 seconds. Okay, change up. Feet flat on the floor. Lean into it, lean into it. Should feel the stretch. Calf muscles and Achilles. You should feel it. Okay? Because, like I said, any of these muscles are either to tear or strain. I mean, we see this all the time. Anybody who watches sports, we see this quite a bit. We see the athlete go on the field, and all of a sudden, they go out there and make a quick turn, and also they grab the hamstring. That's because it was, in most cases, they was not stretched out. If you done any flexibility training, I'm talking to the athlete, you done it 2 hours when the game first started, and then you sitting on the bench, and then the coach tells you to go in, and then you see the guy go in there, and all of a sudden he make a quick turn, and he grabs his hamstring. That's because you're not warmed up. Okay, but we're talking about younger people now, and that happened to us too. It happened quicker to us because we're older. And our muscles is not as fresh and young as their muscles. So you know how easy it is for us to hurt ourselves. So we got to stretch out. If these guys and professional athletes, they tear their legs up just by turning a quick abrupt turn and they tear something, they tear it because they're not stretched out. They turn because their muscles is not warmed up. That's just how big flexibility is. Flexibility is it. That's the most important thing to a senior. Flexibility and muscle growth. If a senior ain't got that, you in trouble. You cannot independently live. A younger person probably can get around that, but not a senior. We've got to have them two things. I mean, I'm passionate about that, because it's the truth. You got to have it. Yeah, that's why you got to stretch out weekly. Now, like what I was saying earlier, like on my flexibility stretching, I still continue to walk. I haven't stopped walking. I walk 2 days a week now. I walk Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But when I go out there to walk, I stretch my legs out. But I don't stretch my upper body. So I stretch my legs out. The reason I stretch my upper body, is because Friday, like I say, every Friday I do a complete full body flexibility stretch for about 35 minutes where I hit every muscle group. That's why I don't do a complete full body workout every day, because that takes time. Okay? The older we get it, the better we get it. You only get out of it what you put into it. Okay? All right? Next exercise you want to do, right? Take the palm of your hand, right? Okay? Put it in opening of your back right there. Reach up there, grab your elbow, and just pull it to the side. And you can feel the stretch in your tricep muscle. Okay? Again, 15-second stretch. Just pull it to the side. We get better with age, but we only get better if you put the work in. Okay, change it up. 15 seconds. Okay, all right. Next exercise we want to do, we want to make sure we're going to stretch these pelvic muscles in here, something that we don't stretch out usually. And if we do, we don't do it enough. Okay, what we're simply going to do, all right, put your hand on the waist. Okay, this is very important too. Every stretch is important. And you just push back, right? And you just come around, right? And just go back and around. Stretching them pelvic muscles out. Don't want to do it fast, just do it slow. Okay? Want to work it. Okay? Change up. Okay? You got to put the work in. Put the work in, it'll pay off for you. All right? Got that out of the way. All right, next thing we want to do, we want to work on our neck. So important. And I know some of y'all could be, know about this right here. Sometimes, I know I do it quite a bit myself, and I'm in good shape. Sometimes I get up or I do something and turn my neck real fast. We always say cramping on the neck. That's not a cramp. That's because you turn too quickly, abruptly turn, and your muscles are not warmed up, or your range of motion don't take you that far. Okay, and when you turn that far like that, your neck says stop, or whatever muscle group says stop. So it happens quite a bit. Or you get up off the sofa and say, ooh, I turned the wrong way. No, not so much you turned the wrong way. Once again, your muscles wasn't ready for that. Right, and also maybe your range of motion was not that good for you to turn that way that quickly. Again, we're right back when we started that, talking about flexibility and the importance of it. And for seniors, it's everything to us and for us. Okay? All right. Get your arms out there, palm facing out. Okay? All right. And you just want to pull back with your arm. Pull your arm back and push your chest out. Push that chest out there. You can feel the stretch in your chest. And you can feel it in your biceps. And you can feel it in your hips. Just hold that stretch. Get those muscles stretched out. The older we get, the better you should get. Aging with attitude. I like that. Senior Planet motto. I like that. because we have to have attitude. We got to get out of this thing of tearing ourselves down because we getting older. I got some friends, oh my God. I don't know we're talking about them. Everything is bad. Oh, you're getting old. I can't do that no more. Oh, everything is bad with them. And sometimes we carry the torch against ourselves sometimes because aging, people just talk about aging in such a bad way, and it's really not bad because if you take care of yourself, you can do everything everybody else do. It's not over yet. If you put the work in, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, it's all about the work you put in. We should never stop working out. We should never stop stretching and being flexible, and we should never stop building muscles. Now, whatever we want to do, like they always tell you, oh, you should get some type of physical activity. I think we need to, that's fine, but we need to understand that before we go out there and start hitting a racquetball or whatever we're doing, you still got to stretch and you still got to stretch your muscles out. You got to do that. That don't never end. Especially for us seniors, we have constantly got to stretch out and be flexible. This thing about do this right here and do this. But the thing once again, about our seniors, we still got to build muscles because we are going up in age. My thing is all of the other stuff, sure. Whatever thing you want to do, golf, tennis, whatever. But we still got to build muscles too. We still got to find a day how we set our schedule up before we work out as well. We cannot just go on, I just play tennis. Because once again, even that, you got to be flexible. You just can't go out there and start playing tennis because you can be pull something in your arm, your leg, or whatever. So you still got to be flexible, and you still got to have muscles to be, to be able to move. So it all comes right back to flexibility for us seniors. We can't get away from it. And again, I believe in that. The older we get, I believe the better we should get. But you got to put the work in, though. It's not going to happen on its own. You got to put the work in. We can't keep, some people, we use the thing like, wait, I'm getting old, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's why I'm going to go over some exercises today that we can do. It's more about what can I do? Oh, confined to a chair. I can get in my chair, I can't do nothing. No. You just confined to the chair. Can you move your arms? If you move your arms, I got some 2 pounds or 5-pound dumbbell where you can sit there and work your arms. It's always things to do. We're talking about muscle growth right now, flexibility, muscle growth. There's things to do to build your body up. We don't have to use no excuses. We don't have to just sit there and take it. It's about the quality of life. But you got to put the work in, though. I mean, we don't put the work in for everybody. We don't work on jobs, right? I know I worked on a lot of jobs and I made companies better and everything. I was an employee too, supervisor, things of that nature, but I still work for the company. Okay, raise a family, we're gonna raise our kids, right? Grandkids, okay, some of us gonna raise our grandkids or to help with that. It's time to start investing in you. It's your time. It's your time to start putting work in you, working out and putting more work into yourself. That's not called being selfish. That's called self-love. That's called it's all about me now. I've done everything for everybody else. Now it's time for me to put all of that back into me. Because you're probably not going to get it from out there. You're going to have to start putting it back into you. Not selfish, self-love. Okay, all right. Let's get down here, right? Lay out on the floor, still chest stretch. Take that knee, pull it up there, right? You can feel that stretch in your glutes, right? And you can feel it in your lower back here. Just pull back and hold it. 15 seconds stretch. Hold it. Okay, change up. We get better and better with age. Work. We're retired now. We got plenty of time to work out. Plenty of time to work out. Investing in yourself. You didn't invest in everybody else. It's time to invest in yourself now. Okay? Next thing you want to do is abductors right here, something that we usually don't stretch, right? Okay? Put your feet together. Okay? You can either grab your ankles or you can grab your toes right here. And you pull and push out with your elbows like that right there. Okay? And you can feel the stretch in your abductors, your groin, and you also feel the stretch in your lower back. All right? 15 seconds. Okay? All right? Next thing you want to do, we lay back, right? Put our hands behind our head. Then we pull up on our neck. Pull up, stretch that neck out, pull up, and hold it for 15 seconds. Okay? All right. All right. Next thing we want to get into now, the fun part, the building muscles. And we're right in our chair. Anybody confined to a chair, that's okay. This is right here gonna work fine for you. And if you're not, the thing we're about to do will get you in shape, even if you're not confined to a chair. That's for sure. Okay. To build muscles. At home, you have to go to the gym. Right now, we don't need no weights for right now. Okay. Just sitting there in that chair, watching TV, cross the arms across the chest, or put your hands out like this right here. Okay. And the reason I'm talking about putting your arms out or either across your chest, because I don't want your hands assisting you as you come up like this, working your legs. Okay. Because I want nothing but legs in this right here. We're going to build those legs up with your own body weight. Okay. 3 sets. When you do 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 10, wherever you may be at, we're going to do 3 sets. Okay. When you come down, touch that butt, come back up. Okay, come back up, work them legs. You can feel them legs. You can feel them thighs. It's in your glutes too. All right. That's where your muscles at in your body anyway. Is in your thighs and glutes. All right. Very important. Get them legs strong. All right. I'm gonna do 10. I'm not gonna do 3 sets. I'm only gonna do 1 set because of time. All right. Again, you should be able to feel this in your legs. If you reach down there and feel your legs as you're going down, you can feel that your glutes tighten up and you can feel them legs tighten up. It works. Okay. Next thing you want to do is that you got to build your stomach up. You got to tighten that stomach up. You got to tighten this area right here, this core right here. Okay. You will see a lot of people, we see them all the time. They can be slim and they'll have a stomach. You know, it could be for a lot of different reasons, but one of the reasons is they don't have the stomach muscles. That's for sure. And that's one area that we want to build up, right? Okay, so we get sitting in that chair watching TV, we ain't doing nothing. Okay, let's get that body to working. We gotta always find something to do to work on us. Always find something to do to work on us every single day. Okay, so grab that chair, right? Get a feet off the floor, right? There we go. Let's work them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guarantee you. I'm just saying, you will feel that. I only done 10 and I felt it. So the things I'm doing here, I've just done 2 exercises. I'm going to do 2 more. These exercises right here without weights will help build you up. Okay, we went through the flexibility. Now we're going through some stuff right here out of this chair and things that you can do while you're sitting right at home. Okay, next thing you want to do while you're sitting there, all right? Instead of just keep getting wider and wider, okay? AKA love handles, right? Okay? What we'll do, we know nutrition plays a big part, and right now we're talking about exercises that we can do to help us. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay? So, right? You got that chair, handle to that chair, all right? Elbow to knee contact, working your oblique muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we change it up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all right. Those right there are things that you can do to help build your body up. We got to continue to work on ourselves. It's a never-ending process. The older we get, the harder we got to work. That's the way it is. You know, I know some people, got people out there, not talking about you, but we got some people out there who have never worked out and never will. And this thing too about you can't build muscles, which is totally false, that you can't build muscle. That is totally false, that you can't build muscle. Yes, you can. You just got to put the work in. You got to give it time. Some people quit. Well, I've done everything. It just doesn't work for me. No. You got to keep going. That person may get built up faster than you if you're looking at somebody else progressing. It may take you longer, but you can't quit and claim you've done everything you can do, because you have not. No, you have not. Because you can build muscle. All this scientific stuff like you can't build muscle. Oh, I got muscle. There's nothing special about me. Besides me as an older man just working out. I don't lift weights every day. I just know what to do and I just work out. And if I can build them, anybody can build muscles. Okay? Another thing, you gotta have arms. You gotta have arm strength to get you up off that sofa, to get you out of that bed. All right? We in that chair again, right? In that chair that we love so much. We love that chair. Probably gonna love the chair now. Scoot out of that chair, right? And walk it out. Okay? Just go down and dips. Feel them arms. If you can't go down as far, that's okay. You go down as far as you can, but you keep doing this and you will eventually get there. Okay? Go down. Come up. Go down. Come up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to build them arms up. And the things I just went over now, just the basic things. But there are 4 major basic things. I went over the legs on what you can do. Eventually, you want to get weights one day, that's fine. But starting out, your body weight will build you up by doing those legs. Like I just showed you, touch and come back up. That would do it for you. The sit-ups I showed you, they will work. You will feel every one of them. They will work. So the thing of saying I don't have nothing to do, there's always something we can do to better by ourselves. Because it ain't about no more sitting back, talking about how old we are, 65, 75, whatever. No. It's about the work you put in. Met a guy that's 87 years old the other day at Stone Mountain Park. 87. The guy walks around with his shirt off. And I'm not mad at him. He can walk around with his shirt off because he's in shape. I didn't even know the guy was that old. I was talking to him. He said, I'm 87 years old. I'll be 88. Guy looked amazing. So my point I just made, it's not so much about the number of age, 65. Because I know some 45 people, 45-year-olds don't do as good as that man. But that man put in work. He walks hard every day. He probably go around the park twice. I do it once. He go around it twice every day. Like, and you put the work in, you can get to where you want to get to. That's when the age ain't up with a number. It's good to say that, but when you put the work in and show that it ain't nothing but a number, then there's the evidence. Because everything we went over today will help get you to where you need to be at. I introduced myself, Master Fitness, United States Army. That's why I went to school for Master Fitness at. I took other fitness courses. It's all about building muscles and staying in shape and helping wellness with me. I have a passion for that. You know, I don't mind carrying the torch for senior. You know, I don't believe in all this stuff about you get old and you can't do this, you can't do that. I've done my own scientific evidence. And my scientific evidence, like I just said earlier, you can build muscle. Well, it's harder. It's only harder if you give up. You know, well, it's harder for you. It's hard for everybody, whether young or old. But if you keep going and keep chopping, you'll get to where you want to get to. You'll get developed arms. You'll get developed legs. You'll trim that fat off your stomach and get down to where you want to be at if you decide to do that. But you got to put the work in, though. You got to put the work in. And I tell you, I have a YouTube channel. I'm about inspiration, motivation, determination. Yeah, I got a little bit of military in me, but a lot of that is me. Not so much it, you know, because I just have that drive. And I think my sickness is what brought everything back out of me. And so I went over my my career, I went over my illnesses, and then I went over flexibility and how to build muscles right at home out of your chair. Is there any questions?
All right, folks. Well, at this time, William, are you able to take questions now?
Yes, I am. Sure.
Okay.
Am.
So I think
William,
we can.
thank you for this wonderful presentation.
Yes, thank you so much, William.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We do have a few questions in the chat.
Okay.
Let me see. And if people want to ask their questions directly, you can click the reactions button and click on raise hand, or if you're on a phone, that's under the more button. So let me see.
We have one hand raised while you look at the chat room, Dave. Can we go to Sherry?
William, great presentation. Thank you. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
That's number one. Number two question. Do you ever do bridging exercises? What do you think of them?
I think they're good, but I usually don't do them. I have my own set method. Most of my workouts are at home. So I have like a set method that I do. And I mostly do, you probably can't see it. I mostly do most of my
I saw
workouts.
your weights and stuff. I did.
Yeah. And I have a multi-universal machine right here too. So that's usually what I do more work on the multi-universal machine than anything. You know, the leg, the squats, the lat pull downs.
Okay, well, thank you. One last comment. You have the body of a 20-year-old. You do. All right, guys.
After that medical scare, oh my God, I went to work.
Thank you, Sherry. Before we go to Gene, I wanted to address the question that came in a couple of times in the chat room about your nutrition protocol. A couple of people want to know about that.
Okay.
So is there anything that you can say about nutrition?
On my nutrition,
Yes.
I have went plant-based. I have got away from all of the chicken, you know, and all that stuff. You know, I just, you know, all of the antibiotics and all that stuff. I can't do it. So I went plant-based probably about 6 months ago, because what I noticed, I'm gonna tell you what I noticed when I was working out. And I was just simply trying to change my diet. I thought I was eating right. I really did. But what I noticed was when I went and got my blood work done, there was some things that would show up in my blood. And I was saying, I should be getting better. Working out, doing 5 miles. I'm cooking my chicken this way. I'm cooking my meat this way. And I said, wait a minute, maybe it's the problem. Maybe it's what I'm eating, you know? I'm done with all of this chicken and turkey, and I'm completely plant-based now.
Okay, great. And good questions, y'all. Let's go to Jean.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Amazing. But I'm curious, when you mentioned your kidney numbers going from 4 point something to 1 point something, do you know what the numbers were of? Like, what's the units of it? What were they measuring?
I don't quite know the units, but I know when he sat down and talked to me, I just know that he would just show me, said, well, right here you at 4.6 and you're in Dallas's range. So you're at stage 4. And he was telling me that that's the route they was looking at going if my numbers didn't come down. So I don't know to your point, the units that you're talking about.
Creatinine. They were measuring the creatinine.
Creatinine?
Mhm.
Oh, thank you.
Great, thanks, Jean. Carol, I see your hand raised. If you can unmute.
2 questions. First of all, do you have paper with the exercises written on them so that we can refer to them? Are they written out anywhere?
I don't have them written down, but what I do have a YouTube channel where I do all of the stuff I just done now, and I got over 300 videos where you can follow me, and I also have a email address where you can ask me any question, and I'll get back with you.
Also, I missed the beginning. You said this was recorded. Is there a way we can watch it again?
Yes, Carol, it's going to be available on our YouTube channel. There's a link in the chat room. I'll put it in there again in case it got buried, but you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we do encourage everybody to subscribe because we have a lot of newly added videos. And you'll be able to find all of our fitness videos, which I also want to mention. We have a lot of Senior Planet sponsored athletes that have submitted videos and have had presentations here on Wellness. Just to name a few: Abby Moon. A lot of you remember Sally Singer. She will be back, I believe. And then we have Yvonne, Miss Faith Bennett are a few that I saw whose videos are included. Mr. Williams' video will be included too. Just give us a couple of weeks to upload it to YouTube, but you'll be able to find it there.
We put in YouTube Senior Planet Fitness. Is that we put in?
Yeah, you could search. Yeah, you can search. It'll take you to our YouTube channel. You can just open up that, and then you'll find all the fitness videos. I think there's a link in the chat room also directly to the fitness playlist.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. I have cousin Lawrence. Hello, cousin Lawrence. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, William's story follows this model where there's a will, there's a way.
Thank you, sir.
And he had the will, and he found a way, and he's carved it out and made it a kind of a post-military lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Which is
That
inspiring to all of us. And what you did is you grabbed the bull by the horns and you ran with it here.
I got up off my butt,
Inspiring
sir.
to all of us.
Thank you, sir. You're right. I got up off my butt and said I better do something.
Yeah, to do nothing is not an option. That was my motto.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Lawrence. Let's go to Adrian. Go ahead and unmute, Adrian.
I'm glad he said about plant-based because in the last 3 years, I've had 3 kidney stone attacks. And when I went to the doctor yesterday, he said to me, what kind of diet? And I said, it's vegan. I don't do dairy. I don't do meat. I don't do any of that. And when we started looking, all of this stuff I'm eating, almond yogurt, are high in oxalates.
Yes.
And that may be the cause of my issue. So I'm going to see another doctor to see how we can work around that. But for now, I have a friend whose husband had to come off the plant-based diet because spinach and all kind of Brussels sprouts and greens, all the stuff I love, would give him a severe attack. And so I'm scared because I don't want the severe attack, but I am noticing that all of the stuff I ate as a vegan is not good for people that are predisposed to kidney problems.
No.
So I don't think I'm going to be able to keep doing this plant-based thing because I don't want another attack. I don't want a bad one. Mine have been minor, but
Yes.
enough to send me to the doctor.
Yes, yes, and it probably has something to do with your system because again, my system began where I was eating the regular food. You know, I thought I was cooking my chicken the right way. I thought I was cooking my turkeys the right way, but at the same time, I had to come to grips with why are my numbers rising in certain areas when I do labs? But I noticed when I got off of all that meat that's been shot up with all these antibiotics and hormones, and once I let that go, I found out that my numbers went down.
Oh, well, I'm just scared because I don't want another kidney attack. I mean, he's scaring me right back into chicken and fish and dairy.
Yeah.
One size doesn't fit all.
That's true. You are right. That is correct.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's go, Adrian. Thank you so much, Adrian. Let's go to Diana. Diana S.
Hey, William, I just wanted to say I'm a kindred soul. I had a scare and then I went crazy exercising. And were you heavy when you started this journey or not?
I had put on weight, but again, I didn't look like I was overweight. But at the time, I went from what I gained about 13 pounds. But it looked good on me because it went all down in my legs and my butt. So it looked good, and I looked like I was in shape, but I was not in shape. So yeah, I put on like about 13 pounds. But so when I started doing that walking, that weight came off. And then, my kidney crackling numbers came down.
Yeah, for me, I now, like you too, I think, I tell people now, don't wait until this thing happens. Don't wait till you have this kidney issue. Don't wait. Do something now while you're more healthy. Don't wait until, like I had a stroke. I waited till I had a stroke. And then I realized, what am I doing? I should be exercising and take care of myself. So I tell people all the time now, work on it. And now don't wait until it's too late. And it'll help you get out of the hospital quicker,
Yes.
So thank you for sharing this. It's so inspiring. It's just so inspiring.
Thank you. I agree with you, and I agree with you 100%. Do not wait because, I've done the same thing. I had high blood pressure for years. I knew I had it. I don't know why I didn't get up off my butt and do nothing. I guess I just got comfortable. And when it hit me, that he said, you at 212 over 103, you are about to have a stroke. I guess that hit me then. Get up off your butt, William.
Okay, great, Diana.
Men don't like to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So that's not strange for you to feel that way. Men don't go to the doctor unless their wives make them.
That's true. That's true. Because that's all I did was just work. My wife, when she was living, she'll say, you gonna make some doctor's appointment? I'll say, no, I gotta get some overtime today.
I rest my case.
I think we have time for maybe just a couple of more questions, but remember, William does have a YouTube channel, and so we put the link in the chat room. Subscribe to his channel. Also, there's, I believe, right, William, where they will find your email address.
Yes, they'll find my email address, everything they need. They need to get a hold of me, and I will respond and get back with them.
Okay.
I've already subscribed.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandy. Jean, we'll go to you next. Jean, I know you had your hand raised. Did you have another question?
Yeah, kind of a thought and then a question for you, Johnny. The first thought is kidney stones, I think, is a very different condition than kidney failure, even though they both kidney. So, they may not relate to each other as far as diet. The other thing is, question for Johnny, you mentioned Sally and I'm wondering when Sally and Deb are coming back.
Oh yeah, well, I guess they were kind of on a break. Maybe Deidre can jump in.
Yep, I'm happy to jump in on that. So we've got a planned return for the week of April Not next week, but the week after. What's that?
Week
April
after.
8th. So
Week after.
we're thrilled. Appreciate y'all kind of hanging in there as we work that out, but we're really happy to bring them back starting April 8th.
And do you know what classes they'll do? Is it the same ones they had been?
It'll be similar, but keep an eye out for our health and wellness newsletter. If you aren't subscribed to that, we'll drop a link in the chat for all of our newsletters. But yeah, take a look at that. That'll come out the Wednesday before with all of the classes they'll be teaching.
Great. Thank you. Glad to see them.
Yeah, us too.
All right. Well, Kathy, I want to go to Kathy because we haven't heard from Kathy Malloy. So go ahead and unmute real quick and then we'll wrap things up.
Hey, William, I just wanted to say thank you for your service. Your presentation was awesome. And as a 2023 sponsored athlete, I think this program is just wonderful. And they keep on bringing on some great people. So I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.